We'll start this morning with some big breaking news.
The build-up to Arsenal's showdown with Liverpool has been dominated not by tactical diagrams or predictions, but by whispers and updates about three players who define Mikel Arteta's vision of what this team has become. Bukayo Saka, Martin Ødegaard, and Kai Havertz, three very different footballers, each carrying his own weight of expectation, form, and narrative, are all under the spotlight. In some ways, the Liverpool match has already started for Arsenal supporters, not on the pitch, but in the training sessions at London Colney, where every report of light training, individual recovery, or back with the group feels like a small victory or a lingering worry. For Arsenal, this isn't just another league game. Matches against Liverpool have, in recent years, been acid tests, measuring sticks of how far the Gunners have come and how much further they need to go. To enter this battle without one or more of their most influential figures would feel like going into a heavyweight fight without your sharpest tools. And yet, there is cautious optimism. The signs suggest that Saka, Ødegaard, and Havertz may all return in time. But as is so often the case with injuries, it's not just about availability, it's about sharpness, rhythm, and readiness for a game of this magnitude. Bukayo Saka is the face of Arsenal's new era, a hale-end boy-turned-superstar whose consistency almost defies logic. Week after week, season after season, Saka is there, not only surviving the brutal demands of Premier League football but thriving under them. His recent knock sent a ripple of anxiety through the fan base, precisely because Arsenal have grown so used to his invincibility. When Saka limps, the Emirates holds its breath. Even when Arteta rotates heavily, Saka is the one constant. His durability has been his greatest gift. But this durability has also become a source of concern. How long can he continue to play through pain, to shoulder the burden of being Arsenal's most targeted player by opposition defenders? That question has never felt more pressing than now, on the eve of a meeting with Liverpool's relentless pressing machine. Saka's presence on the right flank isn't just about goals or assists, though he provides both in abundance. It's about the psychological pressure he places on opponents. With Saka's stretching defenses, Arsenal's midfielders and full-backs find more space. With Saka cutting inside, defenders are forced into decisions they rarely get right. Without him, Arsenal lose balance. They lose the fear factor that forces teams like Liverpool to adjust. And so, when reports surfaced that Saka had returned to light training, there was relief, not jubilation, because fans know there's a difference between training and being match ready, but relief nonetheless. If he makes it, even at 80%, Arsenal gain more than just a winger, they regain their cutting edge. If Saka is the heartbeat of Arsenal's right side, Martin Ødegaard is the brain that ties the entire system together. The Norwegian has grown into the captain's armband in a way few predicted. He isn't a shouting, chest-thumping leader. His authority comes through control, rhythm, and intelligence. When Arsenal look composed and in control, it is usually because Ødegaard is dictating the tempo. When they look chaotic, his absence is often glaring. His muscular problem kept him sidelined just long enough to remind everyone of his value. Arsenal can cope without Ødegaard in small bursts. Havertz or Fabio Vieira can slot into that creative role. But over 90 minutes against an opponent like Liverpool, coping is not enough. Liverpool thrive in chaos, and the only way to survive their storm is to impose control of your own. Ødegaard is the one who calms possession, who knows when to speed the game up and when to slow it down. His return to full training this week felt symbolic, almost as if Arsenal's calmness was returning with him. Yet the caution remains. Muscular issues can flare up quickly, and the last thing Arteta will want is to risk his captain for one game only to lose him for a month. Then there is Kai Havertz, perhaps the most complex story of the three. His Arsenal career has been a journey of fluctuating form, misunderstood roles, and quiet adaptation. When he arrived from Chelsea, many questioned the price tag and the purpose. Was he a false nine, an attacking midfielder, or something in between? Arteta has gradually molded him into a hybrid, a left-sided midfielder who can press like a forward, link like a playmaker, and finish like a striker when the chance arrives. His knock in training felt like a small disruption rather than a major crisis, but his return could be equally significant. Havertz may not command the same headlines as Saka or Ødegaard, but his role against a team like Liverpool is crucial. Arsenal need runners who can bypass the press, players who can both defend and attack in transition. Havertz has quietly become that kind of player. His ability to drift into spaces, win aerial duels, and stretch defenses makes him a unique weapon. With him, Arsenal's midfield feels more balanced. Without him, it can tilt too heavily toward caution. Together, these three players embody what Arsenal under Arteta have become: youthful energy, tactical intelligence, and versatile adaptability. Their potential return before Liverpool is not just about availability, it's about restoring Arsenal's identity. Without Saka, the right side loses its sting. Without Ødegaard, the rhythm disappears. Without Havertz, the midfield loses its elasticity. Having all three back, even if not fully fit, sends a message: Arsenal are coming with their best tools, ready to measure themselves against one of their fiercest rivals. Of course, injuries are not just physical battles, they are psychological ones too. For a player like Saka, the question isn't just whether he can run, but whether he can trust his body when the first crunching tackle comes in. For Ødegaard, it's about whether his legs will carry him through 90 minutes of intense pressing. For Havertz, it's about rhythm: can he slot back in seamlessly, or will his timing be off after missing sessions? Arteta and his staff will have to weigh these factors carefully. Sometimes the bravest decision is not to start a returning star, but to keep him as an option from the bench. Yet Liverpool is not the kind of game where managers think conservatively. These matches often swing on the finest of margins: one run not tracked, one through ball not played, one counter-attack missed. To go into such a match without your best weapons feels almost irresponsible. Arteta knows that to beat Liverpool, Arsenal need more than just intensity, they need intelligence, precision, and cutting edge. And for that, he will look to these three players. There is also the wider context of the season. Arsenal are not just fighting Liverpool, they are fighting the idea of themselves as genuine title contenders. Every big match is a statement. Last season, Arsenal faltered at critical junctures, often when injuries or fatigue disrupted the rhythm. This season, they cannot afford a repeat. Having their stars back for Liverpool would not only boost their chances on the day but also send a signal of resilience that this team can manage injuries, navigate challenges, and still bring its best when it matters. For the fans, the narrative is both simple and emotional. They want to see Saka skinning fullbacks, Ødegaard threading impossible passes, Havertz ghosting into the box. They want to believe that when Arsenal line up against Liverpool, they will be at their strongest, ready to show the league how far they've come. The Emirates has seen too many what-if games, matches where absences became excuses. This time, supporters crave a no-excuses performance. In many ways, the coming days will feel as tense as the match itself. Training updates will be scrutinized. Photos from London Colney will be zoomed in on, with fans desperate to spot Ødegaard pinging a ball or Saka sprinting at full speed. Arteta's press conference will be dissected for hints, for that telling smile or cautious warning. Every word will matter. Because in modern football, availability is half the battle. If all three make it, Arsenal enter the game with belief. If even one misses out, questions will swirl about how the balance shifts, who steps in, and whether the system can hold. But perhaps this is also a chance to see how far Arsenal's squad has grown. In seasons past, losing Saka or Ødegaard might have felt catastrophic. Now, with depth in the form of Trossard, Smith Rowe, Vieira, or Rice adapting into advanced roles, Arsenal are better equipped to handle absences. That, too, is part of their growth story. Still, there is no denying the emotional lift that comes with seeing your stars on the team sheet. Football is as much about belief as it is about tactics. And when Arsenal walk out to face Liverpool, belief will be stronger if Saka is on the right, Ødegaard in the middle, and Havertz linking it all together. The story of this week, then, is not just about medical updates or return dates. It is about hope, anxiety, and the fine margins that define title races. It is about three players whose bodies are being carefully managed, whose roles are indispensable, and whose presence could tilt one of the season's defining matches. Arsenal fans know that beating Liverpool is never easy. But they also know that with their stars back, anything feels possible. And so, as Sunday draws closer,